Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir.
sir.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Good
Evening, sir.
evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So in case any of your friends are not able to join as the limit is 100, so you can tell them they can watch the program on YouTube Live. Okay, we are going to celebrate the 133rd birth anniversary of Srinivasa Ramanujan, and it is celebrated as National Mathematics Day in India. I'm sure every one of you is well aware there might be certain programs which might have taken place in your school as well. So, what all I'm going to cover today in this presentation, the brief timeline of Srinivasa Ramanujan, contributions made by Ramanujan in the field of mathematics, interesting and probably less known anecdotes about Ramanujan, the lost notebooks of Ramanujan, relevance of Ramanujan's work in 21st century, lessons to be learned from the life of Ramanujan. In fact, I have used certain images which are used from the Wikipedia and Google for any of the non-commercial educational purpose only. And just for your information, you are being kept on mute mode throughout the presentation. In case if you have any doubt, any issue, you can please write down in a chat box. And with me, I have my dear friend, Mr. Rohit Upadhyay, who will be looking into those chat options and he will be communicating the same to me. There will be a quiz link for the Google, which will be based on the throughout the presentation, which I'm going to play right now. And it will be shared at the end of the presentation in the chat box. There is a live streaming of this session also on my YouTube channel. We may have the open discussion at the end of the presentation. If you have any doubt, you can always ask. But that, please, at the end of the session, we can have an open session. Okay, so most of the things, of course, I'm sure a number of you are well aware of, but I'm going to include few interesting and other facts along with whatever is coming on the screen. So it's not only what is presented on the screen. Along with that, some extra information I'm going to share with you all. May I request the few students who are annotating on the screen to stop it? Okay, so Srinivasa Ramanujan, he was born to a very, very poor Brahmin family in Erode, Tamil Nadu. In fact, Erode is, and I will be little bit bilingual so that I can reach most of the students and everyone. So Erode is a small village which is 400 kilometer southwest of Chennai in Tamil Nadu. His parents considered him the blessing of goddess Shri Namagiri Thayar of Namakkal. I will be specifically talking about Namagiri in my presentation. In fact, his father was a sari shop pe clerk the, and mother jo thi, she was actually singing the bhajan at some nearby temple. All siblings of Ramanujan. In fact, it is said that he had four brothers and sisters in when he was 2 years old. So four siblings they died because there was a uh, because of the smallpox actually, and but he actually recovered. But his scars can be seen throughout on his face. He had a permanent scars actually. So he demonstrated his genius in early age as he stood first in the primary classes. Well, here is the horoscope of Srinivasa Ramanujan. I could not understand what is written because it is in Tamil. Ramanujan with his parents while he was in school. Only 2 or 3 photographs of Ramanujan, I mean, they are available. And here is the Ramanujan's house in Kumbakoram. And this is the house which is now actually converted into a museum form. And this is the stool on which Ramanujan used to sit for hours and was busy doing his mathematics. While his friends used to play in the street, but he was always busy doing mathematics. When Ramanujan was in class 4th, one of his schoolmates at that time who was in class 5, he was C.V. Rajagopalachari. He asked one question. All those who are in class 8th and above, they know the notation of this square root. Okay, square root of x plus y is equal to 7 and x plus root of y is 11. So what are the values of x and y? Ramanujan quick answer was x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 4, which is actually considered as unexpected achievement by a student who was in class 4 only. Once his teacher was teaching him one concept in a classroom, and उन्होंने ये कहा कि मान के चलिए you have 10 apples and there are 10 students. So if I distribute equal apples in all the students, so each student will get one apple. Now if say there are 20 apples and they are distributed among 20 students, so again each one will get one apple. What does that mean? If I divide any number by itself, is always equal to 1. The Ramanujan was sitting at the back and he raised one question. Is 0 divided by 0 is also 1? And at that time, no one was aware of this. I mean, the teacher was clueless. He had no answer. And then he used to ask the following questions in his childhood. What is the distance between the stars? How far is the earth from the moon? And so forth. What is the highest truth in mathematics? Few of them told him कि Pythagoras theorem जो है वो highest truth है, trigonometry है वो truth है. But he was little bit confused and he decided कि मैं अपने आप discover करूंगा. I will reveal myself that what is the truth in mathematics. In fact, while he was in class 4, he get to read one book, Trigonometry by S.L. Loney. And he mastered all the formulas and results and solved all the problems which were given in that particular book. And in fact, as I mentioned, he belonged to a very, very poor family. दो छोटे छोटे कमरे थे उनके घर में और एक कमरा जो एक रूम था that was given to few college students as a paying guest. वो उनको रेंट पर दे दिया था. So they were at that time studying in BA second year. So Ramanujan started taking their tuitions at that time. Imagine a situation, class 4th का बच्चा और वो BA second year की मैथ्स की ट्यूशंस उसने लेनी शुरू कर दी थी. In fact, when he was in class 5, he obtained the proof of Euler's formula and theorem on sine and cosine function without any help. And a turning point in his life came at the age of 15 when he read a book titled A Synopsis of Elementary Results in Pure and Applied Mathematics by a famous mathematician at that time, G.S. Carr. और उस बुक में 6000 के अराउंड सिर्फ मैथमेटिकल रिजल्ट्स बताए हुए थे और बहुत कम रिजल्ट्स के बारे में डिस्क्राइब या प्रूफ दिया गया था, और वो भी ओनली बेसिक स्टेप्स वर मेंशन्ड. That book actually inspired Ramanujan the most. During the school exam, he used to complete his mathematics paper, in fact, in half of the time allotted to him. In 1897, he passed an exam in English, Tamil, geography with the highest score in the district. But since he was a brilliant student, but he only concentrated on mathematics, so he failed in English, Sanskrit, history, biology and other his high school exam. उस समय हाई स्कूल का मतलब क्लास 11th को बोला जाता था. In 1904, he graduated from Town Higher Secondary School and received a K. Ranganatho Prize in Mathematics. He also received a scholarship to join the government arts college. But again, except mathematics, he was not able to study any of the subject. And later on, the university has taken that scholarship back from him. So, graduate bhi wo nahi yahan par ho paye in India. On 14th July 1909, he was married to Janaki Ammal. 21st March 1899 को वो born हुई थी and she died on 13 April 1994. And at that time, Janaki was only 10-year-old when they got married and Ramanujan was 21-year-old. In 1912, he was hired in the office of Chief Accountant of the Madras Port Trust as a clerk on a salary of rupees 25 per month. Because he was only fascinated by mathematics, but he could not even get chance to get admission in college. So ultimately उनके पास कोई option नहीं थी. He had to survive. पैसा कमाना था. So in that case, he left only with the option to have or go for some simple job. तो उन्होंने clerk की job कर लिया at rupees 25 per month. On January 16, 1913, there comes a very, very important, again, a turning point in his life. He actually sent a 10-page letter to the then famous English mathematician Professor G.H. Hardy, a fellow of Trinity College. और उस लेटर के अंदर there were the statements based on the infinite series, improper integrals, pi, continued fractions and number theory, and all the concepts require very higher level of understanding of mathematics. So Professor Hardy received that letter. He was little bit reluctant. याद करिए मैं जिस टाइम की बात कर रहा हूं, इस टाइम पीरियड में इंडिया was not dependent. It was under the Britishers rule. तो एक इंडिया से किसी एक क्लर्क का लेटर गया, वहां पर then famous mathematician. So he was surprised to look at the results which he has mentioned. Few of the results he was well aware of, but otherwise most of the results he had seen for the first time. He was little bit confused. Then he requested Ramanujan to come to England or discuss करने के लिए कि how actually you have come across this result. Here is a photograph of a rare photograph of Ramanujan with his wife, Janaki Ammal. Here's a part of the letter written by Ramanujan to Professor G.H. Hardy on 16th January 1913. That was the first page, followed by few of the pages I'm showing on the screen, which are written on in his own handwriting. And they, as already mentioned, they contain many higher level of mathematics results as infinite series, improper integrals, number theory based, which only genius can write and only genius was able to understand. Anyway, on March 17, 1914, he boarded a steamer and arrived in England on 14th April 1914. 27 days लगे थे उनको इंग्लैंड तक पहुंचने में. बट इसके पीछे भी एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी रही थी. Ramanujan belonged to a very poor orthodox Brahmin family. So उस टाइम पीरियड के अंदर एक कंट्री के सी को पार करना, एक कंट्री से दूसरी कंट्री जाना है तो आपको सी समुंदर को पार करना रहेगा। सो वो उस समय में एक ब्राह्मण फैमिली के अंदर इट वाज अ सिन। तो उस केस में उनकी मदर ने उन्हें मना कर दिया जाने से। Then in that case, Professor Hardy sent another Professor Neville who came to India. He stayed here for 3-4 days with Ramanujan, or he tried to convince mother of Ramanujan. And later on, Ramanujan की जो कुल देवी हैं, जिनका मैंने नाम बताया था नामागिरी, she came in the dream of her mother, और उन्होंने वहां पर उन्हें कहा कि प्लीज बीच में मत आइए, let him go. And then he was finally allowed to go to England for further studies. For 3 years, from 1914 to 1917, he worked with Hardy and published 21 journal articles of the highest quality of mathematics. और जिसमें से 16 में तो वो खुद sole author थे, and 5 were in the collaboration with Hardy. In February 1918, he was elected a Fellow of Royal Society of London, and he was the second one to be honored. In October 1918, he was elected to the Trinity College Fellowship. He spent almost 5 years in Cambridge and was eventually awarded a PhD degree in mathematics. उस समय PhD degree को BA in maths कहा जाता था, and later on it was renamed as PhD. And he got his PhD particularly by studying the highest composite number. Here is Ramanujan's passport size photograph. Ramanujan with his friends in Cambridge. The man who is sitting is none other than the Ramanujan. This one is Ramanujan. Ramanujan at the graduation, and the man who is standing in the middle, he is Ramanujan. So this is the photograph which is commonly available on the internet. But living far away from the home and being involved in a stressful studies, he used to work for almost 17-18 hours a day. So he always neglected his health. और इंडिया में देयर वाज अ ट्रॉपिकल क्लाइमेट, और जैसा मैंने बताया ही वाज अ प्योर वेजिटेरियन ब्राह्मण फैमिली, और इंग्लैंड में इट वाज वेरी कोल्ड, तो नॉर्मली वहां पर नॉनवेज और ड्रिंक चलती थी विच ही ऑलवेज अबाइड. Unfortunately, this period also had a First World War, and then there happened to be a scarcity of the vegetarian food. He was hospitalized in 1917. However, he showed little improvement by the end of 1918. There is a famous anecdote story most of you must have heard about, a number, taxi cab number 1729. जब वो बीमार थे तो प्रोफेसर हार्डी उनसे मिलने हॉस्पिटल गए. तब हार्डी ने कहा कि पता नहीं, मैंने जिस टैक्सी को हायर किया था, that taxi number is 1729 and it's so dull, boring, uninteresting number. रामानुजन उस समय बीमारी में बेड पर लेटे हुए, but soon he heard this. He remarked that, sir, this is the smallest number that can be represented in two different ways by the sum of two different cubes. Ramanujan was a friend of numbers, or numbers were actually the friends of Ramanujan. So by this statement, what did he mean? 1729 can be written as 1 power 3 plus 12 power 3, and that can also be written as 9 cube plus 10 cube. And here is the photograph of that taxi actually which he took. Anyway, he returned to India from Cambridge in March 1919, and at home during the next almost 1 year, in fact 13 months, he jotted down about 600 other formulas on the loose sheets of paper, and later they become the content of the lost notebooks. I'll be telling about the very interesting idea of the lost notebooks as well. and he passed away on 26th April 1920. उस समय he was diagnosed with TB, tuberculosis, along with the vitamin deficiency. But there were the lot many studies which what happened. उनके papers को study करा गया, उनके medical records को, and then it was then concluded कि it was not TB. रामानुजन को undiagnosed hepatic amoebiasis करके कोई एक बीमारी हुई थी और वो लीवर से रिलेटेड थी और उस समय एक्चुअल में उस बीमारी का ट्रीटमेंट अवेलेबल था. But unfortunately, the doctors who were actually taking care of Ramanujan at Cambridge, they couldn't diagnose this correctly. Ramanujan left behind 3,900 original theorems, despite his lack of formal education and a short lifespan of 32 years only. So I'll be just mentioning and showing you certain contribution made by him in the different fields of mathematics. Most important, और जो उन्होंने अपनी डेथ से 1 साल पहले किया था, that is a mock theta functions. Specifically इसकी applications कहाँ है, that I will be talking about. Then the Hardy-Ramanujan little circle method in number theory, Roger-Ramanujan identities in partition of numbers, algebra of inequalities, continued fractions, partial sums, product of hypergeometric series, elliptic functions and electricals, they all require very advanced level of understanding of mathematics. In fact, I was reading in one of the book and I get to know there was a mathematician in 1970. I forget the name of that person. He was able to prove one of the result given by Ramanujan, only one result, and he was awarded the Fields Medal. And this is Fields Medal is nothing but the highest prize given in mathematics. It is considered as to be a Nobel Prize in mathematics. Other contributions by Ramanujan in mathematics: magic squares, sum of series, combinational analysis, polynomials, number theory, gamma functions, highly composite numbers. Highly composite numbers की research के ऊपर he was awarded PhD, and the properties of prime, and the list is endless. Now, one of the first problem he posed in the Journal of Bharatiya Mathematical Society: find the value of this nested square root. Under the root 1 plus 2, then into under the root 1 plus 3, into 1 plus 4 under the root, and so on. So this is going to infinity. He posted this problem, and for almost 6 months throughout the world, no one was able to solve this problem. Ramanujan himself supplied the solution to this problem, and the answer to this problem is number 3. That's the answer. Also a very interesting topic which he did talk about, and most of you can understand. I'm covering only that part. Partition theory. So partition of a natural number n denoted by p of n. It's a sequence of non-decreasing positive integers whose sum is n. Now I am sure students को तो ये definition बहुत typical लगेगी, तो मैं एक example से इसको explain करता हूँ. Check it out. n अगर 1 है तो 1 को तो आप obviously सिर्फ 1 ही लिख सकते हैं, but if n is say 2, तो it can be written as 2, and I can also write this as 1 plus 1. So you observe that there are 2 different ways जिसमें आप 2 को लिख सकते हैं. तो इसका मतलब p of 2 is 2. When n is 3, observe that now it can be written as 3 or 2 plus 1, and 1 plus 2 is same as 2 plus 1, right? So we will be considering say 2 plus 1 only, and 1 plus 1 plus 1. तो एक तो चीज लग रही है, जब n 1 था तो p of 1 1 है. When n is 2, p of 2 is 2. When n is 3, p of 3 is 3. So when n is 4, will the p of 4 is 4? The answer is no. In fact, you can check it out. 4 can be written in the following 5 different ways. Unique different ways हैं, unique हैं ये. So P of 4 is 5. Now P of 5 is 7. P of 6 is 11, and so on. So when n is going to increase, in fact, when n is 10, the total number of ways would become 42. And when n is 100, it will be in millions. So there will be millions of ways when we go for the partition of a number. Ramanujan gave a very high level difficult formula, which is an asymptotic formula for larger value of n, which is mentioned over here, which gave the answer with error of only 0.5% for the larger value of n. Now, this partition theory has got application in your ATM machine. I will talk about that. Now, he also did talk about, he was very, very much fascinated with pi. So he did talk about pi, gave lot many series related to pi. Most of you know about pi. तो इन सीरीज से पहले जो पाई की सीरीज होती थी वो कन्वर्ज कर रही थी जब आपको उस सीरीज की हंड्रेड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ टर्म को लेना पड़ता था. बट रामानुजन की जो सीरीज दी गई, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस, only few terms were sufficient to get the value of pi to 15 decimal places. और उसके आगे भी इनकी सीरीज से बहुत इजीली कन्वर्जिंग वैल्यू ऑफ पाई को निकाला जा सकता था. Another very interesting result he gave, and this result arise in the quantum mechanics. और केमिस्ट्री वाले स्टूडेंट्स को पता होगा, इलेक्ट्रॉन आपने पढ़े हुए, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के अंदर कुछ सब शेल्स बोली जाती हैं, वहां पर इनकी एप्लीकेशंस है जो पर्संस ने बाद में लोकेट करी है, साइंटिस्ट ने, फिजिस्ट ने, केमिस्ट वाले लोगों ने. Another very important result, I mean, I would rather say a very interesting result he has given is highlighted over here. That 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on to infinity, this is minus 1 by 12. So of course you can understand sum of n, ये आपके infinitely many numbers हैं, so that sum can never equal to minus 1 by 12. नेगेटिव तो हो ही नहीं सकता, लगता है कि इंफिनिटी होना चाहिए. बट Ramanujan actually gave the proof of this result also, okay, how it is so, and this is referred to now as a Riemann zeta function and superstring theory, which is studied in physics. More details are at the following YouTube channel and sites. Ramanujan's notebook, as I mentioned about this, ओरिजिनल मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट रामानुजन जी की राइटिंग में ही. तो रामानुजन की डेथ के बाद इन चीजों को डिस्कवर किया गया था और दे वर इनिशियली बाउंडेड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ 3 वॉल्यूम्स, बट बाद में वो 5 वॉल्यूम्स में हो गया. तो इट वॉज डिस्कवर्ड, ये जो मैं नोटबुक्स की बात कर रहा हूँ, लॉस्ट नोटबुक्स, वो ट्रिनिटी कॉलेज की लाइब्रेरी में मिले थे, किसी कॉर्नर में रखे हुए फ्यू नोट्स इन अ बॉक्स, और वो लोकेट करे थे मैथमेटिशियन जॉर्ज एंड्रयूज इन 1976, और बाद में इनको पब्लिश करा गया था. और उसको समझने के लिए देयर वाज असिस्टेंस ऑफ सेवरल मैथमेटिशियंस, एंड दिस टास्क वाज कंप्लीटेड इन 5 वॉल्यूम्स ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ 21 years. 1987 में 100 years सेलिब्रेशन हो रहा था रामानुजन जी के बर्थडे का. तो प्रोफेसर हार्डी और उनके किसी कुलीग ने एक्चुअली ये बात को सुना कि देयर वर दी अनपब्लिश्ड नोटबुक्स, और वो उनकी जो वाइफ थी श्रीमती जानकी अम्मल, उन्होंने अपनी स्पीच में कहा था कि रामानुजन की मेमोरी के तौर पे उन्होंने कुछ पेपर्स को अपने बॉक्स में, अपने ट्रंक में संभाल के रखा हुआ है. तो when those papers were rediscovered, I would rather say in 1987, और फिर उसको जब समझना शुरू करा गया, so I mean they were the brilliance of work, unimaginable work was there. तो जितना लगता था कि रामानुजन ने बताया, उससे 100 टाइम्स की चीजें तो आनी बाकी थी. In December 2011, the government of India declared Ramanujan's birthday as National Mathematics Day, and also declared 2012 as the National Mathematics Year, and it was declared by Government of India and then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. India Post released news stamp for Srinivasa on his 125th birth anniversary. Government established Ramanujan Institute for Advanced Study in Maths at University of Chennai. Famous biography of Ramanujan by Robert Canigal, The Man Who Knew Infinity. There came the movie in 2015, The Man Who Knew Infinity, and the role of Ramanujan was played by a famous actor, Dev Patel. And here is a college named after Ramanujan. This is a Deshbandhu Gupta College in Delhi. Earlier, it was Deshbandhu Gupta College Evening, and in 2012, it became full-fledged morning college as such. Now, certain interesting fact about Ramanujan. Ramanujan did not speak and remained dumb almost until 1892. मीन्स जब वो 4 साल की एज तक अटेन करा था, वो बिल्कुल नहीं बोल पाते थे, बिल्कुल चुप रहते थे. तो पेरेंट्स, आई मीन, दे वर वेरी बॉदर्ड एंड कंसर्न्ड अबाउट दिस. फ्रेंड्स उनको थे वो रामंचा कहते थे, और उनकी जो मदर है वो उनको चिन्ना स्वामी कहती थी, मतलब लिटिल लॉर्ड, छोटे भगवान. रामानुजन का मैंने बताया कि ही बिलोंग टू अ वेरी पुअर फैमिली. तो पॉवर्टी का ये था कि उनको खाने तक के पैसे नहीं होते थे कई बार. तो पेपर जो खरीदना होता था जिसपे वो लिख सकें, दैट वाज इवन नॉट अवेलेबल. तो ही यूज्ड टू यूज अ स्लेट फॉर राइटिंग हिज मैथमेटिकल आइडियाज. तो वो सारा मैथ्स को सॉल्व कर लेते थे, जो जो उनके दिमाग में मैक्सिमम चीजें आती थी, एंड ओनली जो उनका फाइनल रिजल्ट होता था सिर्फ उसको वो पेपर पे लिखते थे. और पेपर पे लिखने में भी उनकी खासियत थी, ही यूज्ड टू यूज से ब्लू कलर पेन एंड अ पेंसिल, सो दैट वो उसको लेफ्ट टू राइट लिख दें और फिर बॉटम टू टॉप यूजिंग ए डिफरेंट कलर पेन, ताकि वो पेपर सेव कर सके. Ramanujan credited his brilliance to family goddess Namagiri. He was a very very religious man. मदर के साथ वो बचपन में बहुत घंटों तक मंदिर में ही बैठे रहा करते थे. तो उनका कहना था कि an equation for me has no meaning unless it represents a thought of God. Ramanujan also had a very emotional side to him. He had run away from the home when he had failed in few of the subjects. जब वो स्कूल में थे. 2 months before he was elected to be the Fellow of Royal Society, FRS, he threw himself on the underground track to commit suicide in London before the approaching train, because वहां पर उनको थोड़ा डिस्क्रिमिनेशन भी सहना पड़ा था जब वो इंग्लैंड में गए थे. There was a lot of work pressure. There was a first world war at that time. He was vegetarian, खाने की दिक्कत हो रही थी. So there were lot many reasons. He at the time he was not well also, so he was a little bit depression. So he tried to commit suicide, but fortunately train का engine fail हो गया and train just stopped, and Professor Hardy came and rescued him. As I mentioned that he died on April 24th, 1920. His body was cremated, but sadly some of the Ramanujan's Brahmin relatives even refused to attend his funeral because he had traveled overseas. Now we come to the relevance of Ramanujan's work in today's scenario, 21st century. What is surprisingly, जो रामानुजन ने तब काम किया था आज से almost more than 100 years ago, we are now finding the application, and that not only in maths but in various other fields. Few of them are the signal processing, the cloud storage, study of the black hole, about the universe formation, the ATM cards, and the cancer treatment research. Isn't it so amazing? Our ATM cards, they actually work on the principle of Ramanujan's partition theory. I initially mentioned about the partition of a number. So they are actually working in processing of your ATM cards. कि ATM card machine में डाला गया. How and what type of number should come out of that? That is being calculated using the partition theory given by Ramanujan. और कंजक्चर प्रिंसिपल्स जो थे उनके वो बेसिस बने गूगल और विकिपीडिया कैसे काम करे. Ramanujan was laughed at when he expressed his desire to be able to access all the world's libraries at a click of a button. Today we are doing that only. इन 2010 साइंटिस्ट को एक और बहुत अच्छा रिलेशनशिप मिला जो मॉक थीटा फंक्शन मैंने बताया जो उन्होंने अपनी डेथ से 1 साल पहले जिस पे वर्क करा था वो एंड द हॉटेस्ट आइटम इन द थ्योरेटिकल फिजिक्स referred to as a string theory and black holes. So study of black holes and that too all together with finding out the answers to the questions like what does this universe made up of? Scientists are finding the answers to following questions using his mock theta function. Over the decade, much to the amazement of mathematicians everywhere, as I mentioned again, mock theta function कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट रिसर्च में उसकी हेल्प ली जा रही है. प्रोफेसर जीएच हार्डी ने एक बार कहा था कि अगर नेचुरल टैलेंट में देखा जाए थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड सारे मैथमेटिशियंस को, तो अंडर द स्केल ऑफ 0 to 100 जीएच हार्डी ने अपने को 25 पॉइंट्स दिए, लिटिलवुड 30, हिल्बर्ट 80 एंड रामानुजन 100 out of 100. There's a museum on Ramanujan at Royapuram, Chennai, India. I wish we can have you or your teachers may take a school trip to the Ramanujan Museum. Here's an inner view of the Ramanujan Museum. And few of the persons who affected and held Ramanujan, the photographs are from that museum only. So, in fact, S. Thriyuvar Narayapuram, he was the younger brother of Ramanujan, जो उनके 17 साल के बाद जिनका born हुआ था. And here is the photograph of Shri Namakkan Namagiri Thayyar, जिन कुल देवी की मैंने बात करी है, ये उनका यहाँ पर फोटो है. टाउन हाई स्कूल में जब वो थे कुंभकोणम में, तो जो उनको उसमें वहां प्राइजेस मिले थे, उनका ये ओरिजिनल फोटोग्राफ्स है उनके सर्टिफिकेट्स की. Then here is a town high school at Kumbhakonam. Then here is a Pacharappa college where he went for some time, but he could not get the degree from this college. Then here is the man P.V. Seshu Iyer. ये मैथमेटिक्स टीचर थे रामानुजन के स्कूल के अंदर और बाद में उनके बहुत सपोर्टर बने थे. और ये वो स्लेट है जिसकी मैंने बात करी थी, जिसके ऊपर रामानुजन अपना सारा काम लिखा करते थे. दिस इज द ओरिजिनल स्लेट यूज्ड बाय हिम. एंड हियर इज अ लेटर उन्होंने जॉब अप्लाई करने के लिए लिखा था अपना, कहा, मद्रास पोर्ट ट्रस्ट में, जहां उनको जॉब मिली थी एज अ क्लर्क. और ये उस समय वहां मद्रास पोर्ट ट्रस्ट के चेयरमैन थे जिन्होंने इनको बहुत सपोर्ट किया था. और ये प्रोफेसर वी स्वामी अय्यर थे और ये इंडियन मैथमेटिकल सोसाइटी के फाउंडर थे. तो इन्होंने भी रामानुजन को बहुत ज्यादा सपोर्ट किया था, इवन इनिशियली टू गेट द जॉब एट लीस्ट. देन हियर इज अ मैन मिस्टर एस नारायण अय्यर. सो ही वाज द मैनेजर एट पोस्ट ट्रस्ट और he actually succeeded in getting recognition for Ramanujan. इन्होंने इंस्पायर किया था रामानुजन को कि आपको फॉरेन में, इंग्लैंड में प्रोफेसर हार्डी को लेटर लिखना चाहिए. So he was the man who actually motivated him. And he is the doctor P.S. चंद्रशेखर जिन्होंने रामानुजन का ट्रीटमेंट किया था जब वो चेन्नई में थे. And here is the inner copy of that Ramanujan's passport. The Cambridge University campus at that time, 1900s की बात हो रही है, उस समय का ये आपका कैम्ब्रिज कैंपस है. And he is the man, the mentor for Srinivasa Ramanujan. The right side पे जो है प्रोफेसर G.H. Hardy. एंड ये जो लेफ्ट में दिए गए हैं, ही इज अ मैथमेटिशियन E.H. नेविल. नेविल को इंडिया भेजा गया था रामानुजन को कन्विंस करने के लिए, सो दैट वो इंग्लैंड में आ जाए. Now, finally, what lessons one can learn from the life of Ramanujan? So, list is endless, but I mean, whatever come to my mind, I would love to share with you all. We should recognize the greatness of such people and take inspiration from their work. Don't be discouraged by the failure. They are the part and parcel of your life. He failed thrice at university, बट उन्होंने हार नहीं मानी. एंड लेटर ऑन जिन्हों को मद्रास यूनिवर्सिटी से निकाला गया और कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी ने उनको पीएचडी की डिग्री दी थी. तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो डोंट गेट डिस्करेज्ड अगर आपके कभी नंबर भी कम आए या कभी लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम आ जाए. काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग्स. आई मीन दैट सिंपली मीन्स कि इट इज पॉसिबल कि आपके पास तो कई चीजें अवेलेबल हैं घर पे. आपके पास अच्छा घर हो सकता है, पहनने को अच्छे कपड़े हो सकते हैं, बट रामानुजन की अगर आप लाइफ को देखें तो ही हैड नो मनी. और एक उनके फ्रेंड ने एक एनेक्डोट उन्होंने बताया था रामानुजन जी की डेथ के बाद कि उन्होंने एक बार रामानुजन को कहा था कि भाई तुम पेपर यूज कर लिया करो. तब रामानुजन ने बहुत उदास होते हुए कहा था कि जब घर में खाने के लिए, रोटी के लिए मेरे पास पैसा नहीं हो, तो हाउ कैन आई एफोर्ड टू बाय दी पेपर्स. और उन्होंने कहा था कि अगर मैं अपना मैथ्स जो लिखना अगर टोटल करना चाहूं, फॉर दैट आई नीड 4 रिम ऑफ पेपर्स. मतलब 2000 A4 पेपर उनका कहना था कि ऑलमोस्ट उन्हें रिक्वायर्ड हो सकते हैं एवरी मंथ उनको काम करने के लिए, which was actually not possible for him to afford. Then gaining the wide recognition takes patience and effort. That is again very very important. I mean ऐसा नहीं है कि आप सोचें कि अचानक से आज आपने कुछ एफर्ट करे और आपको कल ही उसका रिजल्ट मिल जाएगा. इट इज अ ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस, राइट. तो रोम एक दिन में नहीं बना था, इट टुक इयर्स. तो इसी तरह से आपके पास पेशेंस रखना होगा. यू नीड टू वर्क वेरी हार्ड विद डेडिकेशन, विद सिंसियरिटी, राइट, एंड परसिस्टेंस आपका होना चाहिए. देन ऑफ कोर्स यू विल गेट द रिकॉग्निशन, यू विल बी सक्सेसफुल. एवरीवन इन द लाइफ नीड्स अ मेंटोर. जैसे रामानुजन जी की बात करी जाए तो in his life the mentor was Professor G.H. Hardy. So you may have your own mentor in your life. You may consider your parents, or maybe your elder brother, sister, or maybe your teachers, or anyone can inspire you and motivate you to do best in your life. So I personally suggest that everyone needs actually some or the another mentor. Work that inspires future innovation. सो सिर्फ एक मैथ्स को पढ़ लेना, एक एनसीईआरटी अगर है या कोई आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक है, हमने सिर्फ उसको पढ़ लिया और हमने सोच लिया कि मुझे बहुत अच्छा मैथ्स आ गया है, प्लीज दैट वोंट वर्क, right? So maths has no limitation, no boundary. It goes beyond your NCERT textbook. So there is a beautiful world of mathematics outside. I urge all the students to kindly explore that beauty of mathematics. And if there are certain teachers who are attending this, I mean, I would again request them to tell their students and help them to know more about the Ramanujan, his work, so that they can get inspired. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि रामानुजन ने जो काम करा है वो एडवांस लेवल के मैथ्स का हम उसे समझने लग जाएं, but at least go beyond your NCERT, your any of the reference books. How maths is affecting your real life, how it is helping in developing the society in general. Now, finally, you may like to post the following message on your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or any other social media platform wherever you are. So, I mean, this is just the basic idea because we are celebrating a great day, right? So, उस डे को celebrate करें तो औरों को हम बताते हैं कि we are so excited and thrilled about this day. So, you may have this message and you can post it on your various social media platform that you are inspired and motivated by Ramanujan. There will be a quiz link which will be shared in the chat box now. I request Mr. Rohit Upadhyay, so kindly share the link of that quiz in the chat box, and even if possible this message as well, so that all those who have joined this session, they can attend this quiz. The quiz consists of only 10 questions, and these 10 questions are based on my presentation for the past 45 minutes. So जो भी मैंने उसमें कॉमन चीजें बेसिक बताई थी उन्हीं से लिंक्ड रहेगा. Finally, what mathematicians around the world they are saying about Ramanujan. So briefly मैं सिर्फ कुछ चीजों को पढ़ना चाहूंगा. He discovered so much and yet he left so much more in his garden for other people to discover. It will take many more decades and probably more than a century to fully understand Ramanujan's contribution in mathematics and different areas. We have no idea how he did these marvelous things, what led him to them, or anything else. I still don't understand it at all. I may be able to prove it, but I don't know where it came from and where it fits into the rest of mathematics. A completely new world to me, quite different from any mathematics books I had ever seen. These are the quotations by few of the greatest mathematicians. So with this, I end my presentation and open the platform for you. Once again, happy National Mathematics Day to all of you. Thank you very much for being a part of this. So if anyone would like to say anything, I would request Mr. Rohit to unmute that person. Please raise your hand. अगर आपको कुछ भी कहना है, कुछ जानना चाहते हैं और हाउ यू आर से मोटिवेटेड, पहले अगर आपने हैंड रेस करा हुआ है तो प्लीज हैंड डाउन कर दीजिए. And please do not annotate on the screen. Yes. Anyone would like to ask anything? Rohit, have you noticed anyone who raised the hand? Okay, so I don't think so any one of you has any doubt. So this was on YouTube live, so you can watch this video later on also. Thank you very much. Thank you. If there is no doubt, so we can end this meeting. Thanks a lot. Happy National Mathematics Day. I need to check it out कि ये link अभी आपका share हुआ या नहीं हुआ. I don't know. I haven't seen that. So quiz का link again I am going to share in the chat box. So please check it out. The link for that quiz. Can you please stop annotating?
Sir, you can also unmute the person if anyone wants to share.
Okay, but I don't think so there's anyone who had any doubt to be asked. So
They can use the chat box also.
yeah, of course, in case you want to ask or clarify anything, you're most welcome to use the chat box, or you can raise the hand, we can unmute you. Okay, thank you very much. Rohit, we can end the meeting now.
I must say that was really a very insightful session. We all have learned so many new things about
Sir,
Ramanujan ji. Ji, someone wants to share.
Yeah, yeah, please, please.
Yes, Uma ji.
sir,
Yeah, please.
is sir there or left, sir? I was raising my hand continuously.
Okay. I'm sorry, ma'am. I couldn't
It's
see
okay,
that. Please,
it's
please.
okay, sir. Sir left, sir. Sir left. Uh, by Amit Bajaj, sir left.
No, no, I am here. I am here. I am
Sir,
here.
I am Mrs. B. Uma.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell something about that magic number 1729, sir?
I already shown in my presentation, though Ramanujan did talk
Some
about
extra information, sir.
that I will share
Yeah,
with
tell me,
you
sir.
later on, because there is lot many work which are being done on this number, and not only
Okay, sir.
1729. In fact, this is your taxi cab number 2. There are, we talk about taxi cab number 3, taxi cab number 4, and many more research work has been done on that number. So, I mean,
Okay,
most of
sir.
the information is available on the internet. That again, I will share in my YouTube channel. And that's good if you are really interested to know about that number. I would love to prepare my next presentation on that only.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, So it was really a very insightful discussion. Are writing nice. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Amit sir, for this very insightful discussion.
Thank you. Thank you, Rohit, for always supporting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
National Mathematics Day to all of
Happy
you.
Mathematics, National Mathematics Day to all of you once again. Take care. God bless you all. Thank you.